All right, class. So, after yesterday's introduction, I hope you guys are ready to start lesson 8.1 of fractions. So, let's just take what we learned yesterday, what we were introduced to yesterday, and apply it to today's lesson, okay? So, today's lesson is equal parts of a whole. Remember, we said a whole is like the entire thing, right? And now we're going to talk about the different equal parts of depending how it's divided. So, let's look at the question. Lauren, oh look, hi Lauren, it's your name. Lauren shares a sandwich with her brother. Oh, you're sharing with LJ, Lauren. They each get an equal part. How many equal parts are there? So let's look at this green box to see what it is they're asking us. What do we need to find? Well, the question is asking us how many equal parts are there? So we're trying to find the number of equal parts. And there you go. That answers our question for the first one. Now it's asking, how many people shared the sandwich? Well, let's see. We have Lauren, that's one person, and she's sharing it with her brother. That would be the second person. So how many people are sharing the sandwich? 2 people. So now let's look at the highlighted words, which are part of your vocabulary words, which you should have worked on yesterday. Each whole shape below is divided into equal parts. A whole is all of the parts of one shape or group. So this is a whole, this is a whole, this is a whole, this is a whole, this is a whole. They're all an entire piece, okay? And then equal parts are what the whole is divided into equally. Each part has to be the same size, and that makes it an equal part. Okay, so let's look at this one. 2 halves. You can see that it's one thing divided in half, so we have 2 halves. 3 thirds. It's divided into thirds, and there are 3 of them. 3 thirds. 4 fourths. We have a whole divided into 4 parts, so we have 4 fourths. Here we have a whole divided into 6 parts, and that is how many sixths? You got it. Based off the other ones, it should be 6 sixths. How about this one? We have a whole divided into 8 parts. So it's how many eighths? 8 eighths. Awesome. So let's look here back to our question. Lauren's sandwich is divided into halves. As you can see here in this picture, it's divided into halves. So how many equal parts are we going to have? Look at the picture. Well, we have 2 equal parts. And that's what you should have answered your question. This bottom part says, draw a picture to show a different way Lauren's sandwich could have been divided into halves. So this is Lauren's sandwich. As we can see from the top, it was divided into halves like this. How else could we have divided it in halves? Well, if this is the sandwich, we want it to be 2 equal parts, we could have also divided it like this, right? That's an option number 2. How about another option? I can think of one more way. We could have, I'm going to make it a little smaller this time, but we also could have divided it like this. It's a little funnier way to divide a sandwich, but it also could have been divided like that. Okay, so there were 3 options of ways that we could have divided Lauren's sandwich to be shared with her brother. Awesome job. Let's go to the back now. Let's look at try this. Write whether the shape is divided into equal parts or unequal parts. So remember, equal parts means that they are all the same size. Unequal parts means that they would not be the same size, all of them, okay? So let's look at this one. 4 blank parts of fourths. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, so there are 4 parts and it's divided into fourths. Now the question is, are these fourths equal or unequal? Well, they all look the same size, so they would be equal. How about this shape right here? 6 sixths parts. How many do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like it says. They're divided into sixths. Now, are they equal or unequal? Well, all these triangles look about the same size to me, so they will be equal. All right, now let's look at this one right here. This one we have two blank parts. These are not halves. So let's see. We have this pentagon. So do they have equal parts or unequal parts? The line dividing it is right here. And let's see. We have this side and this side. Are they equal or unequal? Well, clearly they are unequal because they're not the same. They're not the same size. So we're going to write unequal parts. It even gives you a hint. These are not halves. They can't be halves because it's not cut in half. It's not equal parts on both sides. So let's look at this error alert right here. Be sure the parts are equal in size. So you have to look at them, and you see this one is equal because all three of these are the same size. They're divided equally. This one right here says unequal because you see here this part is really tiny and skinny. This part's like medium. This part's really thick. So they're not the same size, which is why it is unequal. All right, let's do share and show together. This shape is divided into 3 equal parts. What is the name for the parts? So we see here 3 equal parts means that it would have what name? Remember, go back to your vocabulary words. If it has 3 equal parts, then it's called thirds. Okay? 3 equal parts, thirds. Let's look at number 2. The directions say, write the number of equal parts, then write the name for the part. So just like we did on the other page, I believe, we're kind of combining the parts that we already did. So let's see here how many equal parts this has. Well, I count 1, 2, 3, 4 equal parts. They're all the same. So 4 equal parts. And what is the name if it has 4 equal parts? Fourths. Very good. How about this one right here? How many equal parts do we have? Well, you should have said 2. We have one line dividing it, and they are the same on both sides, so 2 equal parts. What's it called when you cut something with 2 equal parts? You have halves. What about this one? How many equal parts do we have? Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 equal parts. So 8 equal parts, what name would that be? Eighths. These are all part of your vocabulary words. Let's look at this one right here. We have a new set of directions. Write whether the shape is divided into equal parts or unequal parts. So that's the same thing that we did up here, okay? You're just going to write whether it's equal or unequal. Or you're going to tell me because I'm doing it with you. So let's look at this one. Is this one divided into equal or unequal parts? I'm even going to zoom it in so you guys can have a better look. Number 4, is this one equal or unequal parts? Well, you should have answered unequal parts because this shape and this shape are exactly the same size, but these 4 are also exactly the same size, but they're different from each other. So these 4 are different from these 2. So that's why they are unequal. They try to trick you with this one. All the pieces have to be exactly the same for it to be considered equal. Let's look at number 6. Is this one divided into equal or unequal parts? Well, let's see here. We have this little L, this little L, this little L, this little L. They look the same, or do they? Is it equal or unequal? You should have answered equal. They are exactly the same. Very good. Now let's look at number 7. Is this divided into equal or unequal parts? You should have answered unequal parts because this little triangle is definitely not the same size as this bottom half of the shape. All right, so that is our lesson. Now I want you guys to go and work on this page on your own, numbers 8 through 19, and the test prep question here at the bottom, number 25, okay? So that is your assignment for today. Go ahead on OneNote and get started on that. Good job today, guys. I hope you guys are enjoying fractions so far.